Hello, what's up guys? This is John on the Honda GROM. I'm back for another video today. Funny thing is, I did a video yesterday. I did the whole video yesterday, and I get home to edit it, and the mic wasn't working. Would you believe that? So I'm going to do the same exact video that I did yesterday today. Hopefully it comes in a little bit better. We're across the street from the bell tower over there. Really awesome neighborhood, local place on Polk Street. And I want to cover a couple different issues on this drive around on my Honda GROM today as we GROM around San Francisco, gromming around San Francisco. The first thing I want to talk about, as you can see, if you can see that car just in front of this Honda, it's this stupid driverless cars that San Francisco's been kind of rolling out lately. I talked about it yesterday. Maybe you see these cars at night. They're these driverless cars. They're all over the city. And here's my take on these driverless cars. Right before the pandemic, if you remember, the San Francisco city leaders banned cars on Market Street from like 11th and Market all the way down to the Embarcadero, which is fine. You know, they were citing pedestrian and cyclist safety, didn't want all those cars crammed in Market Street, which is fine. Citing, you know, there goes a bicyclist and pedestrian safety. But then you go and flood the city with driverless cars. It makes no sense, the hypocrisy in that. I mean, I just don't get it. It drives me crazy. I'm a liberal, live and let live, old school San Francisco, old school San Franciscan. I believe whatever you do in your life, if it makes you happy, that's great. However you identify, whatever sexual activities you like, what religion, what race you are, what race you think you are, whether you identify as a giraffe or whatever the hell you identify with, I don't care. As long as it's not affecting my life, whatever floats your boat, we're good. But progressives that want to instill their lifestyle and their beliefs upon you because they think it's right or it works for them. And that's what I mean by closing streets off to cars. I never had a car in my life. Okay, I had a 77 Camaro when I went to high school at Galileo. I had it for 3 weeks. That parked car came out of nowhere. But if someone wants a car and wants to make their life more miserable in San Francisco, you should let them. How does it affect you? I mean, this like crusade against like people that just drive cars. I mean, if they want, you know, to deal with parking tickets and all that nightmare, go ahead and let them. And to me, that's the difference between a liberal and a progressive. And the right, what the right always does is they want to box everyone into they want to categorize everyone in the same box that's left of them. So we get kind of labeled libs or a libetard, and you know, I don't believe in all what progressives believe in. They want to rename Abraham Lincoln and George Washington and the Presidio Middle School. They want to rename the Presidio Middle School. You know, as a liberal, I want to make sure the curriculum in that school is going to prepare the inner city kids for life after high school. I don't give a shit what the name the school is. I mean, does anyone... Oh, here, we're at famed Lombard Street here. The crookeded street. This is the first time I'm going down this street in the GROM. Hopefully I don't crash. Look at Hyde Street. Wow. Hey, guys. Hi. All right. Wow. First time going down it on the GROM. You know what? A lot of these neighbors around Lombard Street, they like to cry and complain about the crowds that this street attracts, and they want to close it off to street traffic. This street's always been popular. You know, chances are you probably moved here when it was popular. You moved here and then now you want to change it. I mean, sell your $1 million house and move somewhere else if you don't like it. Hi. Sir, we have the same haircut. All right, we're going a whopping 3 miles per hour down the crookedest street in the world. I was a tour guide. I used to go by this street every day, and you know, I used to just make things up. People would ask me, why did they construct it this way? And hey guys, how you doing? All right. And my response, and I don't know if this is true or not, maybe one of someone watching this video could tell me, but it was because the hill was too steep for the donkeys and horses to go up and down. I don't know if that's right or not. If it isn't, please correct me, but that's what I was going with. Either or, I think it's a good soundbite. Whoa, look at everyone doing donuts and burnouts on the street, though. That is one thing, you know, I agree with the neighbors. That's kind of stupid. But, you know, the police don't enforce any laws in San Francisco anymore. It was a gorgeous day yesterday. So that's my rant on the driverless cars. I don't like people that like to instill their lifestyle upon you because they think it's right. You know, I think the city is big enough and we're all culturally diverse and we're all different. We all could co-live with our lifestyles, and if someone wants to kind of make their lifestyle harder for them by having a car and having to deal with parking and traffic tickets and insurance, let them. Because making it harder for people to drive, that's not going to keep wealthy people from driving. That's going to keep working class people that need to drive. You're only hurting them. You know, and that's what's unfortunate is a lot of progressives don't see it that way. And it sucks I did this video yesterday and the mic wasn't working, but, you know, I was thinking to myself, you know, we closed all these streets to cars, citing pedestrian and cyclist safety, yet we flood all our streets with all these driverless cars. Someone is taking a big payout. Someone in Sacramento or some of our city leaders, and I get home yesterday and on the news, I should be a journalist because I was just thinking this. It turns out Willie Brown is on Cruz's payroll. Willie Brown, our ex-mayor, and I knew it. Like I knew someone was taking a payout. It's just unbelievable, man. Like that's just so. What happens when one of these driverless cars hits someone? I already seen someone on Nextdoor complaining almost hit her dog. I mean, they're not trained to like stop for like little dogs or, I mean, who's responsible for that? I mean, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So we're cruising down Hyde Street right now. Here's one of the cable cars. Here's a bike rental spot, but I recommend Dylan's Tours. Let's go around this cable car. All right. That's my quick rant on the driverless cars thing, but my next topic, what I want to talk about, I'm cruising down to one of my favorite places in San Francisco. That would be Aquatic Park, people. Aquatic Park's really cool. It's along the waterfront. It's one of these places that has kind of been left undisturbed by the city or developers for a long time now, and that's what makes it so great. You know, no one, you know, wants to build a restaurant along the water there. It was a much more beautiful day yesterday, but I feel compelled to do this video today. Here's still breaking into cars, huh? You guys, if you come down here, take all your valuables out of your cars. I know I have a lot of foreign viewers, all four of you. If you come to San Francisco, do not leave a kid. Don't even leave a backpack. They're gonna break your car window, and it's just gonna be a headache for you. I work as a doorman at a hotel. I can't reveal where I work. It's private. The reason why we're going to Aquatic Park right now is because I want to talk a little bit about the Muni Pier. Oh, it's much windier today. Such a bummer. It was so nice yesterday. So this is Van Ness Avenue. Van Ness Avenue was the firewall for the 1906 earthquake. That's why many of the Victorians that are still up in San Francisco are west of Van Ness Avenue. Much of the city that's newly built downtown is east of Van Ness Avenue. The fire department used it as a huge firewall. Again, that's something I knew as a tour guide. It may not be true. That's something that sounded really, really good. It's almost like when I'm on a date with a girl, I'm like, yeah, I make 6 figures. It sounds good. But I don't tell her how long it takes me to make those 6 figures. It takes about 5 years. I'm pretty witty. All right, look at Aquatic Park's Cove right there. Isn't that gorgeous? This is about like my 5th video doing Insta360 One RS, this action camera. So I don't know how it's going. So I want to talk about the Muni Pier. The Muni Pier is right in front of us here. The Muni Pier, they closed it off. I want to say last year they closed it off permanently because it's not earthquake safe, they say. Let me get off and talk a little bit about the Muni Pier here. So this is the Muni Pier. It kind of curves into the bay. You see it just like this. It's been closed for some time now. This is a really cool place down. Oh, check out that Honda GROM. That's sick. Whoever rides that is dope. I spent a lot of drunken nights in my 20s on this pier all the way out there, and around 2 or 3 in the morning, we'd jump off the pier drunk and swim all the way into the beach. And check this out. When you're on the pier and you're looking into Ghirardelli Square, which you're looking at right there, it doesn't look too far when you're on the pier. But when you jump in the water and you look up, it looks like it's 50 miles away. And that's because you have to swim it once you jump in. And here's the secret. I'm no Olympic swimmer by any means. If you see me with my shirt off, you know, I mean, I try to stay fit, but I'm not the fittest dude in the world. Here's the secret. If you're ever in water and you're like drowning, or you feel like you can't stay up anymore, flip over on your back. You float. The human body floats. So that's what I did. Like I jumped in, I started swimming, and I made it about 7 feet before I started to drown. So then you just flip over and then you just kick your feet and you go all the way in. Thankfully, there was no shark in this water at that time. I did make it in, and then there's showers all the way on the horizon that you could shower off before you go back home. So here's the thing with the Muni Pier. It's unsafe. It's unfit. They want to... here's my thing as an old school San Franciscan. Just rebuild it how it is. It's perfect. This thing is perfect. Us in San Francisco, we're always ruining things by doing something different. And why I'm saying this is because what they're talking about doing is they want to not only rebuild this, but they want to do another pier that wraps into Fort Mason. You see Fort Mason in the horizon there. They want to do a pier that wraps over there, which is fine, but I mean, why? They say because this hill is too steep. Come on, guys. If that hill's too steep for you, you shouldn't be you should be having heart surgery. That hill is not steep. They want bicyclists and joggers to be able to run around the hill. I just don't agree with that. That's just silly. So they go on the website, tell them what you feel. I mean, to me, this is a no-brainer. Just rebuild this thing. It's perfect the way it is. They always want to ruin things in San Francisco. This is one of the last perfect places, if you ask me. I mean, again, that's just my personal opinion. But everyone, you know, has their favorite places in San Francisco, what they think they could improve on, what they don't. This is perfect. Just rebuild it. And then obviously you're gonna have like the Phil's coffee truck comes down here, and I think that's corruption. How come Phil's coffee truck gets to be the only coffee truck working the Marina Greens? You know, I mean, and Phil's Coffee made news earlier this week as well. Their flagship store in the Mission is closing. To me, Phil's Coffee was always a little pretentious. I would go in there, I'd ask for a mocha, and they would say, "We don't do that here." It's like, you just add chocolate to a latte. Like, what do you mean you don't do that here? You know, please spare me. I'll go to Pete's. All right. Stand by here, folks. All right, we're ready to get this going again here. We're down at Aquatic Park. You were just hearing me rant about the Muni Pier. Let's hope we rebuild this just the way it is. It's perfect. Let's not mess it up, please. Whoops. Oh, look at that meter maid. He's working pretty hard over there. So you take these stairs right here, and that wraps you all the way over to Fort Mason. Man, I worked at Fort Mason for a day. I had to pick between Fort Mason and my current job. I was an event tech at Fort Mason. Biggest mistake I ever made the last 5 years is I quit that job, and I quit it bad. Really, I take accountability for it. I should have stayed there, but I thought the grass was greener where I am right now. It turns out my current employment wasn't necessarily transparent with me with the stability of the schedule. Transparent. There goes some of our campers in San Francisco. You guys, it's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. The Tenderloin has certainly got a little out of control. I went and met my homegirl Beck 9. We went and saw a movie the other day. We went and saw The Haunted Mansion. Great movie, by the way. Hilarious. Everyone said, "Oh, you can go see Oppenheimer or go see Oppenheimer." Oh, hell no, I want to go see The Haunted Mansion. Hilarious. So I met her on the intersection of O'Farrell and Larkin, and oh man, that shit was out of control. MS-13 almost killed me. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but let's just say, I don't know, man. I was born and raised in San Francisco. I worked as a doorman in the Tenderloin about 17 years of my life. I've never been scared to be in the Tenderloin. It's sketchy, but I've never been scared. I've never been fearful. But that night, waiting for Beck 9, let's just say I was weary. You know, it was just kind of cutty. All the businesses are closed. No more Olive, no more O'Farrell Sports Bar. Here goes one of these fancy restaurants in San Francisco, Gary Danko. It's one of these restaurants where you pay like $500-600 for a plate, and then when you leave, you're still hungry. So you go out and buy like an $8 burrito. Hi guys, how you doing? All right. Always like to say hello to the kids. So, over to my right, it looks like some of those Victorians are still up, even though much of this side of the city burned down during the 1906 earthquake, or afterwards, I should say. We're going to take Columbus Avenue, do a quick drive through North Beach, which is my favorite neighborhood. When I go out and enjoy nightlife in San Francisco, I almost exclusively go to North Beach. Everyone's like, "Oh, you should do something different. You should do something different." You guys, I like what I like. I know what I like. And I get that whole cliche saying, "How do you know if you don't try it?" Well, I mean, I have a pretty good gauge on my personality and who I am after 44 years of being on this planet. I don't know. I can kind of get a sense of, and I'm not a big crowds guy with my old age. I'm a with less is more. I remember in my 20s, I used to walk by a bar, and the more crowded it would be, the more I would want to be in that bar. Now now it's completely the opposite. The less people in a bar. In fact, if there's just the bartender, I want to hang out in that bar. If it's just the bartender. I mean, that's the bar I'd like to hang out at. My run route is I run around Fort Mason, then I go up Jones Street right here, all the way up that hill. That hill is a killer, man. I haven't been running as much as I should be, or as much as I used to. I attribute a little of that to I'm just older now. I can't run like I used to. I got this cool little motorcycle. I like to go out on rides on my day off instead of. I was kind of addicted to running for a second. That was kind of like my get down. I need to get back into that. Discipline is doing things consistently that you don't want to do. And I kind of fell off a little bit. That's something I'm working on. I need to get back into it. One of my closest friends lives up grew up on Taylor Street, directly up the right here. That would be Eli Lipscomb. Big Glenn Lipscomb still up there. That's Eli's father. He was the one that talked about the driverless cars yesterday. Go up Columbus Avenue here. Oh, there goes a traffic cop. Gotta watch out for that guy. There goes Dylan's Tours to my left. I was the brainiac idea behind Dylan's Tours. Multi-million-dollar company now. Again, I'm still waiting on my finder's fee. On St. Patrick's Day, I want to say 2019, this building nearly burnt down. Thank you, SFPD, for... it did burn down. The structure's still up, but thank you for putting the fire out. I love San Francisco graffiti. I love it. That's all clean art right there. Big shout out to the homie Vinsky, Zine. Crossing Columbus Avenue. Monica, the R&B singer, did one of her songs right here in the Bohemian Cigar Store Cafe. Oh, let me take this time to give a special birthday shout to my cousin Laura Bezio. I believe she's turning 30 today. Happy 30th birthday, Laura Bezio. There goes Tony himself, Tony the pizza maker. Tony's Pizza. Tony's Pizza, they say, is the best pizza in San Francisco. I love Golden Boy Pizza. I love Sedini's. Before I go any further, disclaimer, I'm not a foodie, but I like atmosphere. I like good people. You could always have good conversation in line at Golden Boy Pizza, or you might get into a fight. Golden Boy Pizza is a gold mine. They can stay open literally all night on Friday and Saturday nights, and they will always have a line of people outside. Spent a lot of my high school years on this block. Belle Halton, the Halton family lived right down there. And directly in front of us is the Vallejo Street Park, which overlooks the bay. If you look up top on the hillside there, that's one of my favorite places in the city. It's such a secret little place too, not a whole lot of people know about it. This is Grant Avenue. This is the main street where you could find myself or any of my fellow gang members. I'm just joking, I'm not in the gang. There's SFOG, great clothing store. You get some pretty cool gear up in SFOG. Dustin, Aaron! All right. Let's go back out that way. Say hello to some of our friends. I'm going to take you into SFOG, show you some of their t-shirts. So again, you guys, I'm on the Honda GROM 2022 matte black. The Z125 or Honda GROMs are still for sale at SF Moto. I strongly recommend to go get one of these if you live in the city. If you're single or if you just have to go from here to there in the city, these are perfect. I decided to get one of these because I went to a job interview one time. And I took the bus and I was in my suit, and when I sat on the Muni bus seat, it was wet and it turned out to be urine. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take the bus anymore. Hey, there they go. Look at you. Look at these guys. So this is Fredo. He's the mastermind between.
This is Rob Lowe.
I know Rob Lowe.
I'd like to talk to you about some Rant.
So you guys, let's check out some of these t-shirts really quick. You can get this one, the city, Chinatown, Richmond, Ocean Beach.
Hello.
What's up, Rob Lowe? How you doing?
Man, how are you?
Good to see you. Let me take this off really quick.
I met with you. We sat down and we were chatting about, what we were trying to do. And you was telling me that.
All right. I think we had a little malfunction with the camera. We're on Hyde and Union Street right here. We're waiting for this cable car to cross. There he goes. All right. Dude's kind of yoked. Do. As we're cruising up Union Street right here, making my way back to home base. So those were my rants today. I ranted about the driverless cars. Someone's getting paid in Sacramento. I just don't think it's Willie Brown. I think it's a lot of other leaders. Probably Scott Wiener's punk ass. Can't stand Scott Wiener. He's a dick. Seriously. It's all these yimbies in San Francisco too. They all want to build bullshit. They cry that San Francisco is so unaffordable because we're not building anything. And that's their premise, to build luxury high-rise cookie-cutter condominiums. And it drives me nuts because they're partially right. San Francisco is somewhat unaffordable because we aren't building. But that doesn't give you the excuse to build irresponsibly, to build bullshit, all these middle fingers sticking up. Like they're building a 22-story luxury cookie-cutter high-rise on Treasure Island, and it's just going to stick out like a sore thumbnail or a sore middle finger. Fuck that shit. That shit pisses me off. And then they say they set aside a lot of it for affordable housing. What? Studio and one-bedroom apartments? How does that serve working-class families trying to stay here? That's what we need to fight. If I ever become an elected official, which, you know, I might throw my hat into something at some point. If I ever become an elected official, I will make it a moratorium. What's that word I'm looking for? Memorandum, whatever. I would pass legislation that all new development should be at least 2 to 3 bedroom units. None of this studio 1 bedroom built for the short-term resident bullshit. A developer came by my work not too long ago, and he actually leaned into me. He was with his developer buddy friends, and he leaned into me and he said, you know what, you're right. You get the population you build for. And we've been building for the wrong population in San Francisco. We've been building for the short-term tech professional, or not even tech professional. And you see how it hit us during the pandemic. That's why we're hurting now, because all these short-term residents left because this is not their home. This is where they stay now, but it's not their home. Think about it. It's your home, it's my home, it's not their home. They're not anchored here. They have no kind of authentic connection other than their jobs here, you know? And that's what's kind of sad. And everyone sells, every single mayor, ever since Willie Brown, to Gavin Newsom, to Ed Lee, to our now Mayor London Breed, they all, for some odd reason, are in bed with developers. There's got to be a better way to be a successful mayor. I don't understand this need to want to develop. We could do so many other cool things in San Francisco. For an example, we could fill one of these vacant piers along the waterfront with nothing but street artists and street artist vendors, and then wrap the outside of it with artwork of the city's timeline history, starting from the very beginning of when the city was founded, and have the city's history wrapped around the pier so it looks really cool. I don't know if that makes sense. It's hard for me to articulate some of my thoughts when I'm on the GROM, because I'm kind of dodging hazards and I'm just trying to roll. Hey, but thank you for rolling around with me today. I'm glad we talked about driverless cars, the Muni Pier. We went by North Beach as we usually do. And until next time, man, I'll be seeing you guys. I'm out. Peace.